again, POM, peace of mind. Again, it's me, Richard, and my good colleagues. I got Diego and Carlos.
What's up, people?
And we're going to go again and talk about this, what I didn't want to talk about again, but we're going to do it again. This is another episode of the Paranormal Part 2. Basically, what we were talking about last time was...
Not the movie. I just want to make that very clear right now.
There was one good movie out of that whole series.
There's a good one. And if we're all going to say the Mexican
one... Actually, two.
I think we're all... It's because we're Mexican.
That one was
was good. But
the Mexican one was good.
Well, see, that Mexican one is a good example. Again, why we shouldn't be fucking around with this type of stuff. But anyways, the point here is...
You don't find that interesting, though? Like...
See, that's the
Wait,
thing.
hold on. When we talking about the movie?
The paranormal.
No, just the paranormal.
No, the paranormal.
I was making sure. I wasn't sure if we were talking about
in general. You don't find that interesting?
I mean,
there's like some stuff you gotta admit you can't explain.
There is, but there's and then this is where I guess I can go on the whole religious thing. It sounds bad, and I don't want to sound like a religious dude, but like when there's a reason why God doesn't let us deal with these type of things, and why
he doesn't. Not that he doesn't let us. He just doesn't want us to.
Yeah,
it's like when other people worship different gods. Yeah. Obviously, that's something he's not gonna take kindly to. Yeah. It'll be the same thing of him, of something that's not. I mean, it is his, but it's not like him.
Yeah,
which I'm not. I'm not a religious dude. Not anymore. No, I'm 100% done with that.
Yeah.
So like,
I get
with this paranormal stuff, dude, opening my eyes to different things, dude. It's interesting.
It's the part where it's like there's a reason it's the afterlife, and then there's like there's the live life, and I like
the live life.
The live life.
Hey, Diego, do you know your live life?
I saw like an ass.
No, but I got that live life.
If the dead, we should just leave it at that. But I mean,
the dead.
I'm like this. I think we had a conversation with this though. So like you like hunting for it, but you wouldn't go to the point where like you would get a Ouija board.
Oh no,
right?
I wouldn't fucking do that.
Like you wouldn't get a Ouija board?
No, I wouldn't get a Ouija board. Me personally,
you wouldn't get a Ouija board?
Oh, I want you
really?
so bad.
See what I'm saying?
I want you so bad. But nobody wants to do it. I know you shouldn't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, but nobody really wants
to. If I go
the
to
only
your
person
house,
that would want to do it with me is Javier.
Yeah.
But if I go to your house and it's the first thing you bust out, it's like, guys, we're having a game night. I'm like, cool, let's go. We're going to play cards maybe or something. The fucking Ouija board. Like, oh, listen. I got church in like 5 minutes.
So, Diego, it's Tuesday night.
Church in 5 minutes.
It's midnight mass. Yeah.
Midnight mass, yes. They do.
No, but like I said on the last episode, man, this stuff would always intrigue me. It's
like... I don't know. I mean,
like you never stayed up until like 1 a.m. on TikTok looking at these paranormal TikToks.
Yeah, I stayed up watching documentaries on YouTube.
Like the other thing is like a good example. Like I like I find the urban myth of like La Llorona interesting. La Llorona. And when I went to Mexico, that's when I was on that whole like. I remember I was walking through nighttime one time, all fucked up, trying to head back home, and like I was like, I ain't scared of nothing, blah blah. And then this freaking dude out of nowhere was fucked up, and he was like, "Mira la Llorona por allá," and I was over here like, "What? You saw? Give me that scissors." And he was like, "La Llorona," and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then this dude smelled like liquor, so I was like, "This dude's fucked up. Ain't no Llorona out here." But the curiosity of that did get me one. Like, I'm in Mexico, supposedly that's where it's at. So, like, I felt like I wanted to see it, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, I did not try to go figure that shit out. I just went home. So, but like, I never had any experience still, I feel like. I mean, there was this one time, I guess back in my mom's, like, old house or whatever, or back in our old house or whatever, we were emptying out some rooms because there was, like, extra walls for no damn reason. And when like, for some reason there was just this extra wall. But, I mean, I guess it was freaky because that's what happened was, there's this extra brick wall laid there, and there was, like, a gap on top. Like, pretty much, like, you can just stick your hand in there, that's about it. Like, somebody...
You're talking about a crawl space?
Like, no, it was just literally, like, just a wall, built up, brick wall.
Okay.
And, like, an empty room, and just there was a gap in there.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, I'm trying to picture in my head. So, there's a brick wall, so that used to be a door leading into a room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
there's
a room on the other side of this brick wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is where it got crazy.
And you guys, decided to tear it down?
Yep, and we tore it down. And in there, we found a bloody rag, and we found, like, 3 knives, and we found, like, really old cigarettes. Really old. Dude, they were, like, metal. They were like in tin cans. Like
what?
Yeah, these freaking.
Oh. Were they still good?
No, they weren't good. They were like rusty and all that or whatever.
They're like ew.
And then the other part that happened was like, I mean, nothing really like scary happened after that. But the other part was, I guess it turns out like there was like two things probably. One was Javier, and he said that one time he came over, and like. He went to my sister's room, and he thought my sister was there, and he talked to her and shit, and then he left, and then she came out of the bathroom, and he was like, oh, what the hell? I thought you were in the room. And he was like, no, I was never in the room. And he was like, what? So, there's like that, but nothing happened to me like that. But the one thing that did happen to me was, one time me and the homies came over, we were smoking weed in the basement.
Classics.
Yeah, and this is
classic shenanigans.
This is where I knew it got serious, because it was me and my homie Edward. And we're fucking smoking, and then we hear a baby crying. And it was like 2 o'clock in the middle of the night. And I'll put it like this. There was nobody or like the neighbors next door didn't have a babies. And like there was no baby near us. Like it sounded like the baby was right next to us crying.
Damn, next thing you know, it was your homie crying.
Like that was right, that would have been scary.
Like, dude, why are you crying?
But like, I don't know, it was freaky. That was it. We just heard some crying.
You never even decided to get up and were like, yo, what's that noise? Let's go check it out. Let's have a little adventure.
We were all together high as fuck and fucked up. So we didn't really like investigate. We were just like, whatever. And we just kept drinking and smoking. Yeah. I don't know. But that's like the most thing I've ever had in my experience. But like, nothing else again. Have I like ever seen anything still?
Dang.
Fucking, my whole family, we've all got our own fucking thing. Like, and I swear to God, that old house was just fucking straight up creepy. Because everybody's got their own story. If you ask anybody on my family, they'll tell you a story. My mom has a few ones that were pretty good. So, you remember when we were at the house doing our own little investigations, and we went into Adi's room? It was that blue room. Remember? It was like the first one to your left down the hall. So that room, that room, all year round, summer, winter, didn't matter. It was cold, like we'd have
icebox.
We'd have a heater on, and it was just cold. It didn't fucking matter. And my mom, she said that she went walking down the hallway one time, and the door to that room was wide open, and she saw my sister standing in the corner looking out the window. But, like, the lights were off. She's like, okay, that's weird. But she was like, why do you have the lights off? And as soon as she flicked the lights on, it was gone. Whatever was standing in the corner, it was fucking gone.
Dude, I kind of got chills.
What she thought was your sister wasn't there? Oh, shit.
Yeah, and so my mom, like...
Was she high?
Why would my mom be high, bro? We'll get to that later.
I was going to say. We'll that's maybe, if we have time, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. So, my mom... Well, she turns on the lights, the thing disappears, and she's like looking around, she's like, okay, Adi's not there, so she just slowly closes the door and just fucking decides to forget about it. But when she was a little girl, I think she was telling us that she was asleep in her bed with her siblings, I think. And that...
Wait, this is your mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that this old lady appeared and just sat there on the corner, and she felt the weight of the old lady. Whoa. I forgot what was the relation, like maybe it was like one of her tias or grandparents or something, I don't know. But she was just sitting there staring at her, and my mom was just paralyzed, the sleep paralysis. And this viejita was just sitting in the corner of the bed just staring at her. And I think she was finally able to get up and move, and then it just fucking disappeared. But I'd have to hear that story again.
Have you guys ever had sleep paralysis?
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Really?
I only had it one time, and that was probably one of the most trippiest moments ever.
Really?
Like, I fucking woke up, and I was like moving my eyeballs, and I couldn't move the rest of my body, and then I even tried yelling, and I felt like I was like screeching. I was like, and then like what happened was literally...
That's my cum noise.
Like a turtle. They're like, maybe like, it took like 3 minutes, and finally I started moving my body, and then I was like, yo, what the fuck was that shit? And then, I don't know, always the Mexican shit I was told was, se te está durmiendo el muerto. I don't know if you ever heard that saying.
Yeah.
Supposedly that somebody dead is sleeping on top of you, and that's why.
Yeah.
So that's supposedly.
That's happened to my wife when she was pregnant. She said she experienced the same thing, where it's like she couldn't move, and she was trying to call out for me, And then she had 2 of them, and then the other one was the same thing, but there was something coming closer to her, and she was like trying her hardest to wake up, and like she was like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, and she couldn't wake up, and I don't know, like I think it just went away, but yeah, that's how she experienced it.
They say that shit too. Is like supposedly your mind is awake before your body is, and that's what's happening right there.
Oh, then that could be an explanation.
Like you're like like you wake up and the rest of your body's still like sleep, and you're like aware, like you're like, dude, get the fuck up, bro.
So yes, and that's I believe they call it REM sleep.
Yeah.
Which is when your body's asleep, your brain is half awake, but your eyes shoot open, thinking that your body's awake and you're ready to get up and go. But your body's just not. It's like when you start up Windows back in the day. It takes a while. So that's what sleep paralysis essentially is. But I did have one back at my parents' old house. I just got home from work. I was so tired, showered, fell asleep, just took a nap. But there was just enough light coming from outside. This was like in the middle of the day too. And I did sleep in the basement, but it's not like an unfinished basement or anything. It was,
dude, that basement was creepy.
Yeah, but
it was creepy.
But I had this bed frame where it just had a big mirror on the back. Don't ask why.
Why?
Huh? Anyways, so I'm laying on my stomach and I just wake up, but I can't fucking move. And I look into the mirror and there's this like...
And you see the ghost pulling down your pants. Hello, Diego.
What's that movie called? Scary? No.
Oh,
you know the Wayne brothers?
Yeah.
The Wayne brothers? Or whatever
the Wayne brothers? Haunted House.
It was,
yeah. But I see this shadowy blob thing coming up from behind me in the like I see in the reflection it's coming up behind me, like going over my shoulder. And I shit you not, I heard it.
You heard it?
I heard it.
And it's like,
what it said.
I'll be gentle.
Please, lubricants. No, what it said to me freaked me the fuck out. It said, no matter where you go, no matter how far, I'm gonna find you. And I was like, so I did once.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
this actually happened?
I heard this clear as day, and this happened.
You sure you weren't hearing a song in the background?
No, I don't have it. I didn't have any headphones or nothing, dude. I went to bed. Who goes to bed freaking listening to headphones?
I used to.
This one guy, yeah.
No, but fucking. So that's what it said, and I heard it clear as day. And as soon as I regained the ability to fucking move my body, I jumped the fuck out of that bed, ran all the way upstairs, and I was trying to look for my mom. I was like, Mom, where you at?
My ass hurts. Come help me, please.
There's something stuck in there. No, but yeah, that shit freaked me out.
Dude, that's wild. That's crazy. See, I've never experienced sleep paralysis.
Oh, wow. See, there it goes.
Yeah, I want to.
This other thing that happened, and my wife was there. She wasn't awake, but I think it was another sleep paralysis moment. So it was prom night.
Oh, not this. Okay.
It was prom night, and we went home. And I wanted to take my wife back to my house. So, not my house, but my parents' house. So we went back, and, I mean, we were tired. We went to sleep. But I know how my mom is. She's going to come down. She's going to check on me. And I didn't want her to, like...
What the thing? Like, what the heck?
It's like, what is she doing here? That kind of thing. So I left the door open. And I put a nightlight out into the hallway.
Okay.
So that if my mom did come down to check on us, she'd just see, like, oh, they're not up to anything. And the door's open. So, like, you know, whatever. But fucking... I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Where, again, I woke up, I couldn't fucking move, but I was just peering at the door, and the nightlight's there, and it's just like, this weird intensity of something was wrong, and all of a sudden, like, you know when you flip the channels on the TV back in the day, you would see the static?
Oh, you see that? Yeah.
So what I saw was, like, this brightly lit, face-shaped, like a head-shaped, static light, like just peeking around the corner into the bedroom, staring at me, right? And so after it like poked around to look in my direction,
I'm coming for that booty.
I just stayed staring at it, and then all of a sudden just went, flew right towards me, and I freaked out, and I pulled the covers over my head, and I looked over at my wife, and like nothing, but she woke up, she's like, what's wrong? I just got out of bed, and I was like, never mind, my mom can yell at me. I turned off the fucking light, and I closed the door, and I locked that shit. And I'm like, no. So
not today.
No, not today, Satan. This creepy though. But if you talk to my sisters, they'll tell you, if you were there by yourself, even if it was like 2 people like together in the basement, you can hear somebody walking up and down the hallway.
That happened to us, remember? I think you made orange chicken one day.
Yeah, it was that December.
Yeah. I remember. Dude, I got chills. I remember when you made that orange chicken. You're like, dude, just come over, get some food. And we were hanging out in your room down in the basement, and it was just me and you. And I think Vidi went somewhere because she was there, and I think she left.
Yeah.
And we were chilling in the basement, and I heard those footsteps.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, you can hear.
Dude, I remember that.
And nobody else is there. Nobody else is at the house. So you just hear them walking back and forth.
Oh, dude.
And because you brought up Vidi, like I remember we were both in my room downstairs. My parents and my older sister weren't home, so it was just me and my sister. Because I think my parents that day had gone to Mishawaka. I think Adi just tagged along for some reason, or she was somewhere else. But it was just me and my sister. And we were playing GameCube. And so, like, this doorknob, it's a knob, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, my room, my parents' house, I had a latch. So, it wasn't like a twist knob. You had to just pull that shit down.
Uh-huh.
But the door was closed. And keep in mind, it was just me and my sister. Nobody else was home. But we're playing, and the latch just fucking goes down. And the door just comes open, like, slowly.
Wow.
And we both look at the door, and we're both waiting to see if somebody, like, pops out. But it was, like, nobody. And it's not like the basement on the other side is dark. There was just enough light coming in from the window that you could see everything. And the door across, the room across the hall from mine, the door's open, and there's light coming in from that window. So it wasn't dark or creepy looking. I mean, semi, but you could see. So the door popped open, and we didn't see anybody.
Yeah.
And that door was closed, and I saw the latch go down. Like, the latch had to freaking go down.
Dude,
in order for the door
creepy.
to open. So I walked out there. I checked the whole basement. Went back up. I went upstairs. I checked the whole upstairs. And the windows were shut. Doors were locked. Nobody was home. It was still just me and my sister. And this one, you can ask Javi about this one. It was Javier and Caleb. They stayed the night at my house. And so it's my bedroom, and across the hall is my living room. It's another bedroom, but I put a TV and a couch in there. And Javier and Caleb stayed the night. Caleb, I think, was the first one to pass out. So he was asleep on the couch, and we had a mattress, whatever, like a spare mattress that we just put on the floor. So Javier was going to sleep there, and we were playing Naruto on the Wii.
Really?
Yeah. And we were just fucking whatever playing. And it's not like we were the only ones home that time.
Yeah.
But it was 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But we were being really quiet, so my parents wouldn't wake up, and nobody else would wake up. So everybody else in the house was asleep except for me and Javier. And that door, it's a knob. So you have to turn that bitch to open. All right? So we're sitting there, we're playing, and then all of a sudden the door latch, you just hear it just go. And then the fucking door just comes swinging open. And the way the door opens into the room, you can see immediately out the door to see if there was somebody standing there. And there was fucking nobody. Because the door opened, it swung slowly, and then when it got halfway to here, this shit just shot right, like wide open, like quick. And freaking Javier jumps from where he was sitting. He jumps
into your arms. Did the whole Scooby-Doo shit.
Dude, Javier goes flying back onto Caleb. And then Caleb's waking up like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like, dude, the fucking door just swung open. And he's like, what are you talking about? Because Caleb's he's a wuss. He's a wuss when it comes to paranormal stuff. And he's like, whatever. But fucking, again, I think, I don't know what the hell it was that possessed me, but I ran out that door to fucking like mad crazy catch if it was like maybe one of my sisters. Yeah. But if they had gone running up the stairs, you can hear it because it's just gonna go, them trying to get away. But there was nobody there. We checked the basement everywhere because when you go down the stairs, there's the main room and then there's like a smaller area to your right. But there's a little back way around the stairs into the laundry room. There's like a little hall, like a little doorway kind of deal behind the stairs. So you can just literally loop around into the laundry room, out into that room, back out to the main, into the laundry room. You can go around in circles like that. Much, yeah. So we went around there, we checked everything, we went upstairs, and like everybody was asleep. And even if it was somebody from upstairs, there was no way in hell they could go up that fast and that quietly. And so we were just, we just closed the door and we locked it. Like, there's nothing we could do really. But I think there was like a small couch in that room, like a little kid's couch. We pushed it against the door so that shit wouldn't happen again. And then that was that. And if you want to, you could ask Javier about it. He'll tell you. Oh, man. But I got another one about my sister. She had this little plastic T-Rex toy. Yeah. And this one was really creepy because it stuck out the most from my childhood that I remember. So one night, you could just hear this thing.
Was that this house still?
Same house. Okay. This is just this is a creepy house. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a shit happened. I will, put my hand up and be like, yeah.
Like shit happened in that house, man, and I have a few explanations of why that would be, but I don't want to openly say it on the show just yet. I'm not ready to talk about it, but fucking So she had this T-Rex toy, really like cheap plastic. And one night, I remember you just heard it going off, like it does a little roaring sound, and you just toys. So right away, and my first thought was, she's fucking like playing with it, and it's fucking late at night. Yeah. And my dad's gonna hear it, and he gets pretty mad about stuff. So I wanted to go and like tell her to be quiet because I'm like, my dad's just gonna get mad, and then everybody's gonna wake up. So I went out of my room, walked down the hall, went into her room, and I opened the door. The lights were off, and I heard the thing going off still.
It's still in the basement?
No, this is upstairs.
Oh,
this is before I moved into the basement.
Okay.
And so I open the door and I turn on the lights. The T-Rex is in the middle of the room on the floor, and my sister is in a fetal position in the corner on her bed.
Really?
Oh yeah, she's covering herself. She's like staring at it.
Oh, creepy.
And I was like, what the hell? So when I saw that and I saw how far away she was from the toy, I just stood still. I froze. And then from behind me, I heard my dad coming, and I was like, oh, shit, he's mad. Shit, yeah. And he comes, and he's like, what the hell are you guys doing? And then he sees the toy, and it's on the floor, and he's just, like, quietly picks it up, and he's like, man, he's just mad, whatever. He rips off the plastic cover for the batteries, and he rips out the batteries, and he tosses it. Yeah. And it was quiet for, like, 5 seconds before it started going off again. I saw him rip the batteries out of this toy.
You're saying this toy made noise after he took out the battery?
Yep, it was still roaring.
Oh, shit.
And
is there a button to push it, or like...
There's like a little, like a trigger.
Like a trigger?
On the tail.
Okay.
Like right behind the legs and like right underneath. So you hold it by the tail, it's like a handle, and you pull the trigger, and it roars. And my dad, I saw him, he ripped the batteries out of it. Yeah. And it was still roaring. Yeah. Even if you flick the trigger, like the trigger wasn't doing anything, his hands wasn't even anywhere near it. Yeah. But he ripped the thing apart, and it still roars. So he doesn't even like complain anymore. Like all the muttering that he does normally when he's mad, like that just stopped immediately, and he was just staring at it. He held it in his hands for like a good few moments before he left, and I saw him walking down the hallway into the living room, into the kitchen, and then I heard him opening the side door. Okay. And I was like, so he's going outside. Why? So I followed him. Mm-hmm. But I didn't go outside. I just stayed at the door with the door kind of like slightly open just so I can kind of see. Mm-hmm. But it was dark outside. And there's a street light, but you could only see so much. Mm-hmm. And so I saw him walk down the driveway onto the street. Mm-hmm. And I just saw him stomping on this thing.
Just curb stomping that bitch.
Oh, yeah. He was stomping and stomping and stomping. And you just heard it go from like it's.
It's still roaring at this time. It's still going.
It was still going. It was roaring, and then it got quieter, and then the roar just like that.
Did you ever hear about that too? They say supposedly ghosts can feel magnetic energy, and they could do that through like supposedly white noise and like different type of like stuff like that.
I've come to realize that later on, but there was no explaining that at that time.
Yeah.
But because this thing kept going off. And it's just one of the weirdest things I've
How you feel about the house is how I'm starting to feel about my house.
Right now?
Yes.
That's where I was going to get at with that. Did you try blessing the house?
We did. When I first moved in, the very first day.
This house? I mean...
Dude, I was saying...
The very first day my mom came in with the holy... And I still had the holy water up in my shelves. Yeah. But, yeah, she came in and did the whole blessing thing. Maybe because I'm too much of a non-believer. Maybe it's
counter ruining it.
I know, right? Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm starting to feel that way about my house too. Cause did I tell you like my kid had an imaginary friend for a bit?
Yeah.
Well, that happens at some point.
That happens with like all kids.
Nah.
Not all kids, but
that happened to my cousin too.
So it's not uncommon.
No, so like I'm starting to feel that energy like that weird feeling like when something's not right, you just feel that Yeah. I felt that a couple times in the house, just walking around. And then one time, my kid, he's like talking to himself or something like that. He's just babbling. And I think nothing of it. I really don't. It's like just whatever, kids. And when we go eat dinner, we're all getting ready to go eat dinner. And he's picking up he's pushing a chair to the table. Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, your chair's right there. Like, your plate's ready to go. Yeah. And he's like, oh, no, this is for my friend. This is for my friend Mary. And I'm like, who's Mary? Yeah. Oh, she's my friend. She's God damn it, Diego.
Sorry, magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
Are we looking at each other's dicks?
That's the scary part. No, but... sorry. My kid's getting ready to set up another spot on the table for his imaginary friend. I'm like, really? You have a friend? Yeah. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, her name's Mary. Oh, I'm like, her name's Mary, okay. The scary part. And I like watching so many scary movies and so many, all these shows and stuff. Where's my gun? No. I investigating. I'm like, okay, so, where's Mary? Oh, I'm like, he's like, she's sitting down on the chair right there.
That's when I put a gun. Get out of here, Mary! Don't! Get back, son! I'm sorry. You're just blasting an empty chair. Yeah.
Christ compels you. The seat catches on fire.
Oh my god.
No! Son, where's Mary now? You killed her. Oh, thank God. All right, let's get back to dinner.
Chair's still on fire.
But okay.
You're like, oh, good. So you don't need that second plate?
Honey, you can hold back on the plate. Save the chair.
Yeah. All right, this is my leftovers now.
So you start investigating, and then like,
I asked him questions. I'm like, where is she? And then I'm like, so what does she look like? And then he's like, oh, she looks like a shadow.
Oh,
and then I'm like, I felt my body drop. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Yeah. That's weird. Okay. And then I'm like asking more questions, like, oh, so what's she doing? Oh, she's just sitting there. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. I stopped talking about her. Okay. I'm like, okay, whatever. I know it's just he has a crazy imagination.
Yes.
So later on, he does a couple things like. During the week where it's like, oh, Mary, I'm gonna get a seat for Mary, or, come on, Mary, let's go. And he's at this point, he's the only child, right? So, this time it's in the summer, and I'm gonna build a bonfire in the backyard, right? Yeah. So I've got everything prepped. I've got my shovel. I'm getting measurements and shit. I'm kids outside with me. My wife, I think she went somewhere. She left the house, and it was just me and my kid. And in the backyard, I have a floodlight. That's the motion sensor, right? And like from here to maybe that door, that closet door, where it's like maybe, I don't know, like 10 feet, maybe?
Yeah, about 10 feet. Yeah.
About 10 feet away. That's the range of this motion sensor. So, you know, you have to get pretty close to turn it on. Since like my door's right there. Just open the door, turns on. And this is broad daylight, okay? I am like 30, 40 feet away, digging this hole so I can get this bonfire going. You know, it's going to be cool. It's going to be in the fall, you know, we're going to start, like, you know, have, like, fires and people over and drinks. And I'm, like, excited about this bonfire. And I'm just, oh, yeah, I'm going at it, digging, because I'm, like, I'm on a slanted hill, so I got to level it out.
Yeah.
And the kid is hanging around. He's hanging around, and he's playing around, keeping me entertained, whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, we are nowhere near this floodlight. And he's still hanging around with Mary.
What?
He's still talking about Mary and shit.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, this fucking floodlight was just going off and on.
It's like flickering?
As he was hanging out with Mary?
Like, this thing was just going off and on, man. And, I started looking, because I'm, like, so far away from it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this floodlight. I'm like, why is it going off? Like, the only way it can be turned on is if somebody passes through it or it catches motion. Me and my kid are nowhere near it. And he's talking about, oh, you know, Mary, whatever. And I'm like, hey, Jude.
Mary, shut up about that,
where's Mary at? And he points to the direction of the floodlight. Ugh. And I fucking just felt like heavy. And I'm like, oh, fuck. God damn it. Dude. I gotta go buy a new house. This shit, I can't do this shit, man. And I'm like...
Wait, and this is the same house still?
Yeah, it's the same house.
But he hasn't talked about Mary, right?
So no, he stopped.
Okay, cool.
He stopped.
Cool. But now,
cool.
But I still feel like, you know,
there might be
that weird energy in there.
Oh, no, yeah.
But yeah, that was like, God damn it! Now I got 30 more years with this house.
Yeah.
God damn it! Well, Mary,
Mary, God damn it.
if you're gonna be here, Mary, come fucking grab a shovel and come help me dig this bonfire out of here. Yeah. You gotta pay some bills around here, man. This thing ain't cheap.
Damn, dude. I mean, I don't know what to say to that.
The funny thing was though. Oh, man. The funny thing, it stopped, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. And I'm like over here, I'm like 40 feet away, and I'm doing this thing. I'm waving my hands in front of it to see if I can turn it on. And I'm here like an idiot in my fucking backyard. Yeah. It never turned on. So I walked up closer, and I got closer, and I got closer, and I got to where it's supposed to be on. Waved it again. It turned on. It stayed on. Because that's what it's... When you turn it on, it stays on for like whatever time I put it. I think it was like 10 minutes. Yeah. This thing was flickering, man.
So it was like feeling something, but feeling nothing or something.
Well, if something passed by it, it would stay on no matter what. Like if you walk back and forth, it wouldn't turn off and on. It would stay on.
That's what my wife says that she feels when we're doing it. She feels something but doesn't.
I thought that was a real stuff. I mean, oh man.
Go on.
I understand.
But no, it was just weird. It was odd. I'm like, what the fuck? God damn.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you said you already blessed it. I mean, I would have. I don't know. I mean, the only thing I did was I grabbed a spoon and holy water and threw that shit around my house, and I've been straight since. But
you want to hear another toy-related story?
Is it a ghost?
Oh, please don't tell us about your wife's toys.
Why you gotta out me like that?
You out me. You out me.
It didn't stop vibrating, but it was still useful.
And then I got batteries.
This happened to my other sister. She used to have Barbies, but not anymore.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead and ask her this because she will confirm it. So when my sisters were younger, they actually shared a room together, and so they had twin beds that they slept on the opposite side of the room. And this twin bed, the way it was set up was that it had the bed frame had like a shelf that you could put stuff up. And my sister, Adi, she had one of her Barbies on top of the shelf. And there was, at the time, just enough light coming in from the window. I don't know. It was a nighttime, but I just don't know like around what time. But she hears like a thump of something falling over above her. And in what little light she had, she looks up, and it's her Barbie, and it fell over, and her arm's hanging on the side of the shelf. And my sister's just staring at it, and she, to this day, without a benefit of a doubt, when you ask her, she swears that Barbie's arm fucking moved. And she gets up and she screams. She's freaking out. I don't really know what happened. I just heard the screaming part. But I just opened the door to my room and I looked down the hall, and I just remember seeing one of my older siblings like peeking into the room, and they like grabbed the Barbie and like tossed it somewhere. I don't know. But since then, my sister has never gotten a Barbie.
Oh, damn, okay. Well,
it was like, holy shit, you guys get creepy-ass toys? I ain't getting nothing.
There's like that trippy YouTube video. You seen that trippy YouTube video? This girl has like this doll, and she's like, it's my best friend, and the doll's head moves by herself.
Oh, the quinceañera though?
She even freaks out too.
Yeah,
that shit's...
Yeah.
There's too many of that shit going on. Like if you look up videos like that on YouTube, there's a lot.
Oh man.
And this is before like the editing stuff, like because nowadays you can edit videos.
Yeah, but back in the day, they recorded it with a fucking potato. You can't even see the quality.
But yeah, that was fucking creepy. There's a bunch of stories though, and I feel like this is gonna have to go into a part 3.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we again. You see, this is why I don't deal with this. That never freaked me out because I never dealt with that. You see that? So, but yeah, interesting topics today. Yeah, that was and I'm gonna go.
All we talked about was like good almost 2 hours worth of paranormal stuff, and it looks like we're gonna do a part 3, baby. So
I'm gonna hug my dog tonight.
so strap yourselves in and get ready for a fucking part 3. Maybe not soon, but maybe right away. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure by the next time we do this, I will have another creepy story from my house. Because I feel like those things aren't stopping.
I do have one that happened recently, but we don't have enough time to say it.
That's fine. We can do it some other time. Because I got some too.
We're going to have to put a stop on this episode. Maybe we'll get back on it next time, or we might talk about something else, and we'll probably get to it.
I think this might be a series where it's going to be paranormal stuff? No, it's going to be called Let's Scare Richard Today.
I'm scared to believe, alright guys? I don't want to believe.
Scared to believe. Just go home, watch a Disney movie, you'll be alright. Alright, so... What, you got something to add?
I was going to say, everybody have a good day, and if you guys have any scary stories, man, let us know.
That too.
I love that shit, yeah.
If you guys have any stories that you guys want to send to us, feel free.
Maybe you will read one on air.
Yeah, maybe we'll read one. If you got a really good one, please send them in. We love that stuff, except Richard.
We'll make Richard read it.
I love that stuff. But we will have definitely more next time.
There's a ghost in my ass.
Oh my god. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Oh, we're still recording, son of a bitch. See ya.